We are very excited to have you in our platform.
Thank you so much.
First, tell us, how does it feel to be in Kolkata, the city of joy and city of culture?
Well, Kolkata for me has always been close to the heart. It was one of the very few places, apart from Chennai, that I visited once I got my breakthrough in 2009 after working with Mr. AR Rahman. Me being a hip hop DJ for a decade right now, I've been trying to break into the mainstream, and apart from Pune, Kolkata has been the second city that I've traveled to outside Chennai, and I've always had a great time performing in Kolkata because the timings are really supportive to the nightlife because we are open late compared to any other city in India. So obviously you have a vibrant nightlife here, and the people are so friendly. The food is delicious. I always make sure I stay always a day extra when I'm in Kolkata.
So you're one of the best hip hop DJs in the country. So if I tell you, like, what's been the journey for you? How did you get into this whole hip hop DJing?
Well, to tell you a long story short, I accidentally became a DJ. It was a friend's 16th birthday, and her dad booked a DJ, a very big DJ, and apparently he didn't show up because he got offered a lot more money than the gig. And I was the one who filled in, playing songs from the laptop randomly. And later on, long story short, towards the end of the night, people came up to me and said, you're a good DJ. And I was like, what is that? They're like, look it up, you should do this for a living. And then it just started as a hobby that I would do at school parties, and then moved on to colleges, and then I started to make money, and it became a business later on. So, and then I started to, I love hip hop music, and that's why I just do what I love to do, and everything else is a byproduct, as you can see. And years down the line, I got the opportunity to work with the best music directors in India, and I also got awarded in 2015 as the best hip hop DJ. And here I am, gonna go and perform for another show here in Kolkata tonight.
You mentioned one of the biography talked about you were mentored by rapper Blaze. If you could talk about that.
Absolutely. So when I was DJing in Chennai, a friend of mine told Blase, he took a video of me performing, and he apparently happened to work with Blase, and he showed him the video, and he said he's a turntablist, and there was no such kind of a DJ back then. And Blase, being a hip hop artist and a rapper, definitely understood what a turntablist means, and he was really eager to meet me. And I went and I met him. There was always good vibes, good energy with him. He's such a mentor for me when I look back at it right now, and he's told me where to, how to take this larger than life. And that one epic phone call that he made, I still remember saying that, DJ Kave, guess what? There's a big concert happening. We've done so many shows. Now there's a big show. There's a J-Ho tour. Mr. AR Rahman won the Oscars, and I want you to be there DJing with me. So, it happened that, when I got to Mr. Rahman's studio, he heard me do my Blase's mix part, which was around 20 minutes long, approximately, now that I recollect. And he told me at the end of the rehearsal, he said that, I want you to also feel free to perform for the entire time. You can come in and go out whenever you feel like, except for the certain songs that his programmer, Mr. Murthy, had told me, and they advised me. And I still remember his words. He said that, DJ Cave, you must have played in clubs which hold a capacity of 300, 400 people max. This is larger than life. I was like, wow, I was excited. What does he mean by larger than life? When I got there to Kozhikode, which was the first show, and 50,000 people right in front of me. So, behind me, I'm on stage. Behind me, there's a dome that just opens up, and Mr. AR Rahman gets up and walks out. I had the turntable. The first sound that came out was my turntable. I choo, 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 scratch. And I had goosebumps, and 50,000 people. The energy, I'm telling you that a performer should feel 50,000 people's energy. It's like, it is contagious.
You were featured in like All Star Anthem and then Rising Hip Hop mixtape. So that's a very unique thing, and if you could talk about
that. Yes, absolutely. So after being mentored by Blase and traveling the world with him, one day I got a phone call, and I thought it was a prank call, and because there was a lady on the other line saying that I'm so and so, I'm hardcore, and I want you to come, and I want you to know if you can DJ. And I was like, I'm not buying that. I didn't react to it. Then I called my manager to inform them. My manager calls back and said, that is really hardcore. I was like, what? And before I knew it, 5 years goes by, and we do a world tour, UK, Birmingham Festival. We got invited by the mayor of UK. So this happened there, and then Hong Kong, Thailand, Singapore, everywhere we toured, and of course Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and she dropped the mixtape album, which is like an underground mixtape, featuring all the top rappers, before the whole hip hop boom. This was way before that. This was like in 2014, 15, 16-ish, before the 17 time. Those 4 years she worked on a crazy project, and then she took all the rappers and myself included to Birmingham Festival to perform. It was one of a kind. It's never been done before, and I don't think it's ever going to be done again on that scale. Pure soul, pure music, nothing too commercial. So Hardcore was a genius. I'm telling you right now. She's retired, but as a rapper, as a female rapper, she's the best. She's won so many awards, including MTV's Youth Icon Awards. So mixtape, I'm so happy that I was a part of that underground culture, and I appreciate you for asking such a wonderful question. Not many people ask me this question, which you definitely, your thing for sure.
Thank you. Talking about when you're performing internationally, I believe it's also a responsibility for you to represent the country. So how's been the response as an Indian hip-hop DJ performing in abroad, where not many people are aware that there are Indians who are doing hip-hop DJing. So how's been the...
Wonderful. So this is a great question. So this is that in KLIMF Festival, which is the Kuala Lumpur International Music Festival, which I was performing at, and that was the main headliner for that night was Yuvan Shankar Raja. He's the son of the most famous Ilya Raja, maestro of South. His concert, which I was a part of, this was in I think approximately 2012 or 2013. When I was doing my sound checks and scratching and DJing with the rappers, a person just ran on stage and said, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm so and so." He's like, "I've never seen an Indian guy do all this technical stuff." It's like, "Hey, I'm here." So they were surprised that my level of technical stuff was international standards. That is because I did my homework and I participated in the World DMC Championship. And of course, I've been underground artist. When it comes to DJing, there are two kinds of DJing. One is the mainstream commercial DJing, which I also do, but there's another underground stuff, which is beat juggling, click mixing, and scratching, where you treat the turntable as a musical instrument rather than as devices for playing songs. So that's it.
So when you started and now in 2025, how the industry has evolved over the years and the trends you see?
All right. So what I would tell you right now is that, of course, for some strange reason, when I meet somebody who's been in the scene for like, when I started off, when I would ask my seniors, they would say it was way back better way back then. And then today, when I meet my junior, I say the same thing, it was better back then. Every single body for the last 100 years says that the time before them was better. Now that says something, right? So I feel that the older time was better. So if I had a time machine, I would just go back. I like to just say good stuff. But I hope in the future that we can do something like a throwback night or a retro night and bring the good times back. Good old times. That's a night that should be named after. Definitely, I would say that, according to me, definitely the infrastructure has become bigger, greater, world class. But the soul, the pure art form, was much better way back. Any day, hands down.
If you talk about your journey, if I ask you, what has been the biggest inspiration which kept you motivated you to carry on?
Well, for me, I don't get just motivated by my seniors or somebody like a big icon that I look up to. I get motivated by the beginners, the newcomers, because you know why? I'll tell you what. I'm not scared of the people who have already done this. I'm not scared of people who are in my level. What I'm really scared of is that guy who's right there in his bedroom working hard to replace me. That's what fears me the most. So I have to work 10 times to keep up with them, to have the same fire. That's what motivates me.
Do you believe there should be more proper institutions for teaching DJing and this stuff in India?
Absolutely. That's a great question because when I started off, there were no DJ academies. I would say proper DJ academies. So I was partially self-taught, and I had to fly to Singapore to spend thousands of dollars for a 2-day workshop. and I've always relied on online sources and DVDs for my learning purposes. And also, it was very informal, just asking DJs for tips and tricks here and there, and figuring it out, basically trial and error. I feel self-taught is good, but then it's not great for the long term. And also, if you want to save time, energy, and money, you have to use your resources in a more efficient way. And for that, you must join a DJ Academy. Speaking of which, Scratch Lab DJ Academy, which I own, is the best in India. If you want to learn DJing, come to Scratch Lab DJ Academy. You can check us out on YouTube, Instagram.
The thing is, we've seen recent times a lot of regional hip hop or rapping is being done in India, like be it Tamil or with Bengali or stuff. So, what's your take on this whole issue of having regional rapping or?
Yeah, definitely, because I feel like regional stuff is great, and definitely should be promoted in every language. But also, I think it'll be really great if we can actually get rappers from the USA and in its original form, the American, that flow in English, and then have a collaboration between the Indian language and the American rap flow, and then sort of do festivals, release music videos, do proper, recognized work. That's what I feel, because otherwise it'll be like more like only in this bubble. It's just to break from the bubble. It's doing great, but I just feel that there should be a more explosion right now, because it's the age of social media, right? So that's my take on it.
Recent times there is a lot of talks happening about AI.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a hip hop DJ, how do you see AI?
So the AI definitely is not a threat for DJs. It in fact makes our work so much more easier. For me right now, I use AI technology to get my playlists, help me sort my playlist, to plan things, and literally it's helped me make things more efficient. So I don't think the DJ can be replaced, because it's a lot to do with emotions. AI cannot feel as of right now. We don't know about the future, but even if it does, I feel people will want to see an actual human being and doing the thing. Definitely, AI technology can help in terms of the technology itself, by the gear, the equipment. But apart from that, I don't think it can replace for now, at least for the next 200 years, I guess.
Going forward, like any future projects you are working on, any plans you have?
Yeah, so right now, what we're trying to do is just finish conducting a caper with my friends back in Chennai, where we conducted this festival called connected this war of the DJs called Namma DJ Battle. So this was organized by our Scratch Lab students, who are now top big DJs in Chennai, and they've connected this war of the DJs, featuring DJs from Pondicherry, Trichy, Coimbatore, and finals are going to happen in Chennai. This is going to happen on the finals on Sunday. So I was a judge for the Coimbatore branch, and it went really awesome. A lot of my students from Scratch Lab also took part, and from various academies, and also people who are self-taught took part. My biggest project right now is to focus on taking DJing, teaching about. I want to teach about 10,000 people on the art of DJing and create more DJs. And this has been like a constant project for me for over a decade. So I've also been looking at taking this forward online. Yes, I've been doing like online coaching ever since the pandemic, but I'm going to do more online, full-fledged, automated online courses, so we can scale and reach more people.
And the last question: a lot of youngsters are watching this. If they want to pursue a journey into DJing, if you have a word of advice for them?
Yeah, so I came across a very nice reel by one of my favorite DJs. She puts out these tips and tricks for DJs. When you want to learn DJing, of course, if you're good at music, and if your timing is good, and if you are persistent and you're hardworking, you can become a DJ. But honestly, all these things are not exceptional or very unique. Most people can do it. Most people can become DJ. Now, here's the thing: how many can actually sustain being a good DJ? How many can actually be a DJ for a long time? Here's the thing. So on the reel, I saw the most important thing about being a DJ is, apart from all the techniques you learn, all the things, shows you do, all the Instagram reels and millions of likes you have, all of that, you must not be a jerk, which means you must be a good person. So people, if they like you, you can sustain in the industry for a long time. That's a secret to it. So simple as that. If I have to give a shot, be a niceable, likable guy, nice, likable guy, and then you will get work consistently and constantly throughout your journey, because you don't want to go have a spike up, get an ego boost, and then come down, right? That's something that I've seen all the time, and I think most musicians can relate to this, you know. So that's it, you know. You just have to be humble, stay grounded, and play the long game. Think about the next 10 years, 20 years. Don't think about like 1 year from now, 6 months from now. Play the long game. That's it.
Thank you for this wonderful interaction, and we hope to see you more in the city.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Much love and respect.